And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. As promised, a pretty short downtime as we head into the second game. After this, we are going to have the highlight game of the night coming up. I still don't know who those teams are. I really should, but anyways, we are in here. I've got myself a delicious piece of Toblerone. They were on the they were on sale the other day, so I got myself some delicious chocolate, and I do not regret a damn thing. Anyways, into the draft here for Bloodbath & Beyond versus Ironside Gaming. In the first game, we saw a lot of int bans right off the bat. We saw a Silencer, an Invoker, a Rubik, and who's the last one? There was another one. I cannot recall. But regardless, into the draft, Ironside picked themselves a pretty kind of intense in-your-face strategy. They grabbed themselves a lot of tanky melee heroes. They got a Dragon Knight, they got a Night Stalker, they got an Omni Knight, and they got a Clockwork, and there was just the positioning and aggressiveness that they were able to commit to made their strategy really stand out here. So I think heading into this game, that's something that Ironside is going to have to, or Bloodbath & Beyond is going to have to watch out for. They did have a pretty darn good pushing strategy between their Necrophos, their Weaver, their Death Prophet, but they just couldn't commit to it because they were getting torn apart in fights and they were getting separated by the cogs, and things were just not going right. OD was the other band that I missed. There we go. So yeah, it was OD, Silencer, Invoker, and Rubik that were banned out in the first phase, and still none of those tanky, obnoxious strength heroes being banned by either team, not opting to get rid of the Bristlebacks, the Timbersaws, the Alchemists, etc. And these heroes are really, really strong in this meta right now. So I think they are definitely going to have to... I wonder if we're going to see a pick, because those heroes were available last game and nobody grabbed them. So into this game, Jakiro was the first pick up by Ironside. So I don't think this is first pick worthy, but he is a fantastic hero in all regards. I do love seeing Jakiro, and I almost wish he would be seen a lot more. He isn't picked up very much now, but that Ice Path is such an incredible spell, and Macropyre just dishes out the damage like crazy. Dual Breath does the slows and the damages, and it's really nice. So he's got a lot of utility to him. I really like it. Crystal Maiden going to be the ban out for Bloodbath, the pickup for Bloodbath & Beyond. So they grabbed that amazing Frosty support that we all know and love. I think she just smirked when I said that. I'm tripping balls here, man. Things are crazy. Anyways, but yeah, she's great. She's a fantastic support. What else do you want me to say? I got nothing for you guys. Nothing but chocolate. Anyways. So, with the Crystal Maiden, you can pick a lot more greedy heroes in terms of your mana pools. A lot of heroes have trouble with their mana early game, like Chaos Knight, Sven, even Slardars or things like that. Clockwork is a fantastic pickup with the Crystal Maiden, and her aura really solves that. So I wonder if they're going to take advantage of that, or if they're just picking her up for her basic utility. Regardless, Clockwork goes to Ironside and Shadow Shaman goes to Bloodbath & Beyond. The Shadow Shaman was on Ironside's side last time, so that was the one exception to their kind of melee core. And he really served well to shut down the enemy team's Weaver, make sure that he couldn't really do anything, and it just made teamfights suck for them. So, heading into the second banning phase, Ironside gets rid of Death Prophet right away, because even though they beat the Death Prophet, yeah, she is still obnoxious, and can work really well in a push strat, especially combined with that Shadow Shaman who will be throwing down those wards. And Nature's Prophet is gone, and the Death Prophet is gone, so I think all-out push for Bloodbath & Beyond is not really an option at this point. I don't think they have what it takes to be able to just shove into a lane and take that tower without question. So they're really going to have to fall back on some other strategy. They've got a pretty good lineup for ganking supports, so it'll be interesting to see. I think if they pick a somewhat self-sufficient carry, something like a Mirana or a Luna or a Juggernaut, something that can get themselves out of trouble, then they can gank and make a lot of the map theirs, which will really feed them into the game. Anyways, Timbersaw being banned out by Ironside, Weaver being banned out by Bloodbath & Beyond, and the last ban waiting here on Bloodbath & Beyond. Now, as I said, both teams. Actually, I didn't talk about this. Was the combo between Hero and Clockwork? Because once Cogs go down on a hero, that Ice Path is almost guaranteed to hit, plus any other abilities. It also means that if Clock can get multiple heroes into his Cogs, 3 or 4 heroes, plus a Macro Pyre, they're just going to disintegrate. It's going to be gone bye-bye. So it's really going to be on the Clockwork to make the plays and the Jakiro to follow up. So we'll definitely be watching for that. It's going to happen sometime throughout this game, and yeah, we'll see what happens. PL the ban by Bloodbath and Beyond. Not sure if that was warranted, because PL is just really fallen on popularity.
5 seconds remaining.
I was looking at it on Dota Buff today. I think he's like the 63rd most popular hero or something like that. So he's not been played very much at all, and he doesn't particularly synergize with Ironside's lineup. I mean, the heroes would play well together. They don't get in each other's way, but there's no direct synergy between them. So I don't think the PL would have been something that they'd have to worry about anyways. Bloodbath Beyond dipping into the reserve time now, looking to make a very deliberate last pick of the Husker. All right, so this is gonna be fun. I'm really looking forward to seeing this. Husker, kind of a pub stompy hero in many ways. His entire shtick is just keep blowing people up, and I think he actually would have worked well with a healing support, something like maybe a Dazzle. He works really well with Dazzle. Even the Necrophos again would have worked well with Husker, but instead they pick him up with a more controlling lineup, something that can hold his enemy down while he beats on them and beats the crap out of them. So, I mean, I don't hate their lineup, but I definitely think it's kind of suboptimal. I think there were better choices for their carry in this position, and you know, they might be putting the Husker mid as well, which could mean that their carry role is still open. Juggernaut would work fantastically with these two supports because he can spin on top of the shackles as well as he can spin on the frostbite, and you know, he's got all the magic immune. He's really safe. They can run a pretty aggressive tri-lane with that actually, so I wonder if that's something they're going to go for. Regardless, Gyrocopter is the pickup for Ironside, so they've got a little bit more of an AoE-centric team right now, focused at getting people in those cogs and then blowing them up. So Clockwork's going to be looking for the big cogs this game, and that's just what they're looking for, like I said. I mean, if you can hold somebody in cogs while Macropyre and Calldown goes down, there is literally no way they're going to survive it. Like, I don't think there is any hero, aside from like a, 50 stacked Pudge, that would survive a combo like that. Well, combined up with regular elements of a team fight. Anyways, cutting into the reserve time yet again, Bloodbath and Beyond deciding on their last pick of the second round, and the floor is kind of open right now. They're looking for an offlane, they're looking for perhaps a mid or a carry, depending on... Actually, the mid, carry, or... Alright, so Shadow Fiend is going to be the mid, so I am now suspecting that Husker is going to be on the tri-lane. Husker does not offlane particularly well, just because that will mean that he's up against a tri-lane, which means that there's a lot of control to shut him down. And Husker kind of needs room to move. So I'm suspecting they're going to put Husker on the tri-lane with the Crystal Maiden and the Shadow Shaman. The Shadow Fiend is going to be going towards that mid lane, and they're still going to be looking for an offlaner. They're going to have a really strong tri-core lineup, and if their early game goes well, Bloodbath and Beyond should really be in a position to take this. Husker and Shadow Fiend can just ball out of control, but Ironside does have the control to lock them down. They've got the Enigma now to pull people in to make them take all of that Macropyre and calldown damage, and this lineup's looking really scary. The still looking for a mid laner / off laner. Clockwork could go mid, and I think Darkseer might be picked up here. Bloodbath and Beyond not going to banning on Luna. I'm not sure on that either. These bans have been pretty suboptimal, to be honest. The Luna probably would not have been picked since the Gyrocopter was already, and he fills pretty much the exact same role. I mean, they could have put the Luna mid, but I don't know if it's... Yeah, I don't think that would have been what Ironside picked up. Anyways, they... I'm anticipating a Darkseer from Ironside. Put the Clockwork mid, put the Darkseer on the off lane, and then Jakiro Gyrocopter on the bottom with Enigma in the jungle, and you end up with a really, really potent team fight and a good strategy for maximizing gold on the map. You've got a lot of free movement. Your Enigma will be controlling the jungle. He'll have Black Hole up in a matter of 5-6 minutes. Gyrocopter will be getting decent farm, and Clockwork's always good in the offlane regardless. So I think that is probably the optimal strategy. We'll see. Actually, Clockwork would have been mid. like contradicting myself as I talk, and I don't even realize it. Having a good time here, having a good time. Need more chocolate.
10 seconds remaining.
10 seconds remaining before they start cutting into the reserve time, and they pick up a bounty hunter. So
Radiant
I actually like this a lot.
pick.
Bounty hunter generally picked up as a counter to junglers, which is exactly what Ironside has. So what we can expect out of this bounty hunter is he'll begin in that bottom lane for the dire side. Ooh, Invoker. I like that. Alright, no Darkseer, they're going to take the Invoker instead. And although he doesn't really have the vacuum, he still serves kind of the same role in setting up those team fights with Deafening Blast and really kind of just getting in somebody's face. So I like the Invoker pickup. Actually, he doesn't really serve the same role as a Darkseer, but he can fill a different role that works equally well with the team. That is what I was trying to say. Anyways, yeah, so like I said, Bounty Hunter generally picked up as a counter to a jungler. So what we'll see from this Bounty Hunter is he'll stick around in lane for, 3 to 5 minutes. We'll see him get his stealth up, get, a couple points in Janata, and then he's just going to roam into that jungle and find Enigma and just kill him wherever he is. And there's not much Enigma can do about it, really. He's just got to play safe, play back in his jungle. However, since he's on the Radiant side, he's going to have to come into that this forward section of the map here. He's going to have to come into here at some point, and at that point, Bounty Hunter will begin roaming over from the bottom lane and pick him off. So I'm really excited to see this counterplay. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff to be watching from both teams here, and we're going to have a really exciting early game. Clockwork heading up towards that top lane, and so he is going to go to the off lane. The duo lane is going to be the Jakiro and the Gyrocopter down on bottom. Invoker having my shoulders. Those are my shoulders, and they're beautiful, and I love them. I love them so much. He's heading towards that mid lane, and Enigma going to wait and spawn for a little bit, starting it with nothing but consumables and a dust, or a smoke for himself. So yeah, that looks like a pretty early gank build. Generally, if you play Enigma a lot and you really want to optimize your jungle farm, instead you'll start with a Mask of Mana Regeneration, the Sage's Mask, that thing. You'll start with the Sage's Mask and then go straight into Soul Ring, and that'll give you infinite mana in the jungle to just make as many Eidolons as you want and just farm up like a boss. But instead he just goes for the max consumables, and that gives him a little bit more utility because he'll have Sentry Wards for the Bounty Hunter, and as well he'll have the Smoke of Deceit to start moving around. There's lots of scribbles on this map. They're really trying to erase that Clockwork from life. I hadn't gone over these lanes yet, but we are going to be seeing that tri-lane that I mentioned earlier, the Husker, Crystal Maiden, and Shadow Shaman up on the top lane, the Shadow Fiend in the mid, and then down towards the bottom we've got the Bounty Hunter, who's going to find himself an Invis Rune right off the bat after taking Shadow Walk. Oh geez, I left the overlay up again. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. I remembered it the first game. I should just stop using it, man. I screw this up every time. Anyways,
just try.
Bounty Hunter grabs that Invis Rune, and he's going to be moving back towards that bottom lane. And like I said, we can expect to just see him stick around here, get some EXP, and then start hunting for that Enigma. Top lane, Clockwork playing really safe, starting off with those cogs. Generally, if you feel like you're going to be safe in your lane and there's no pressure coming out, you can start with the Rocket Flare and get yourself a couple last hits on those first waves. But instead he starts with the cogs just to make sure that he doesn't get jumped, because there is a lot of control between these two heroes. Shackle and Frostbite being the first two spells taken here, so that gives them 4 or 5 seconds for a Husker to just beat down on somebody. Let's get the last hits and denies up here. Husker leading the charge, 4-0, 5-0. Nothing's going to be really too telling in these graphs for the first couple minutes, but anyways, Bounty Hunter, like I said, just stealthing into the lane. Now sitting on a poor man's shield, so he's got what he got a little bit of survivability and a little bit of agility to give him some damage here. Throwing out a ward into the brush. Oh wait, that ward. Sorry. This random ice path for no apparent reason gets thrown out there. I'm not sure if that was worth it. Well, I'm not even sure why that was thrown out, but anyways. Bounty Hunter just chilling, man. He's halfway to level 3, and I think level 3 or 4 is usually when your Bounty Hunter will start moving around into the jungle and looking for those kills, so we'll definitely have to keep an eye on him. Enigma is playing pretty far forward into his own jungle. As I said, he on Radiant side, it really isn't an option to stay deep and just like farm these two camps. You can do it, but it's really ineffective because you'll kill the camps before they respawn. On the Dire side, it's a lot easier to stay further back because you've got this camp, and this camp, which you can kind of just rotate between and stay away from the lane for a while. So Gyrocopter now leading the CS charge, 8 and 3, so he's doing himself well on this dual lane. And like I said, maximizing the gold amount is kind of the name of Ironside's game for the beginning here. They're going to be doing, this Invoker's heading towards a Midas, and he's going to be just farming up that mid lane relatively well. He should beat a Shadow Shaman in, or a Shadow Fiend in lane, and you know, it looks like he is for now. He's got 9 denies to the Shadow Fiend's 4 and 5. So he's doing really well. And then the Enigma is in the jungle, farming up those jungle creeps, which means that he's just going to have a lot of gold coming his way. And as a support, that's always fantastic. Ice Path flies out, but it is going to miss. The Rocket Barrage flies as well, but Bounty Hunter stealths himself and runs off into the side as a Sentry Ward goes down. And he's spotted that, so he knows that's there. He's not in any danger, and going for that 2 points in Shadow Walk, so not opting for the higher damage, but just the longer stealth. On the top lane, it looks like Husker's heading towards that Urn of Shadows. Don't blame him one bit, that is, you know, a pretty standard pickup for him. Looks like we got a fight going out here. The Cold Snap goes out on the Shadow Fiend. He can't get a raise off, and he's taking a lot of damage, and First Blood goes to this Invoker on the mid lane. Just, man, you can't underestimate that Cold Snap. It is ridiculous. What are these force spirits? Man, I like those force spirits. Those are cool. A little bit of sourness on that Shadow Fiend as he, as there were no uphill misses as Invoker was just standing a little bit too low down on the hill. He was sitting right here and was just not missing according to it. Oh, jeez. This is not good. Shadow Fiend taking a lot of damage as he gets back to lane. The Sunstrike goes up, but Shadow Fiend jukes downward, and he's going to be alright to stay in this lane for a little bit longer. In the top lane here, just pretty docile lane. As I said, this Clockwork is just going to stay really safe. He's playing really far back and just making sure that he's alright. Gyrocopter now up to 1,400 gold pooled up, so it almost looks like he's going to be going for a Midas himself. I wouldn't blame him. He's got a lot of room to farm this game. And, oh man, I would love to see Bounty Hunter moving out of this lane right now, because there's Sentry Wards up, so he can't really get last hits. I mean, he can steal a couple here and there with Janata like that, but I mean, if he finds Enigma, it's almost a guaranteed kill. There's not much you can do. Enigma's sitting on low mana. He's got you know, he's got nothing to prevent Bounty Hunter from just chasing down and beating the crap out of him. And if the supports don't follow immediately when they see the Bounty Hunter leaving, then, you know, there's not much that, there's not much for support because you're in the middle of the woods. Pressure coming out on this top tower. A couple hundred health being chipped off of it, but no big deal. Shadow Fiend grabs himself, he has a bottle now, and so he grabs himself a Illusion Rune. Takes 1 point in Presence of the Dark Lord early on. Not something that's seen very often. Generally, you'll just go QW, QW, QW. But that's what he chooses to go for. Not opting for any points in his ultimate quite yet. Oh man, and this Clockwork getting himself caught out here. They're going for it. The Sunstrike falls, but Crystal Maiden juked away from that. Did not fall. 1-1 is your kill score here. 5 minutes and 55 seconds into this game. Clockwork and Shadow Fiend dying. What? Wait. Oh my god. That... What? I think he just died to the tower. Yeah, I think he just died to tower hits and Clockwork got the credit for it. That's pretty ridiculous. Alright.
Radiant's top tower is up.
Alrighty. Oh man. Invoker grabs himself a double damage rune. He doesn't have a bottle, but he's just going to grab that for his own sake. He does have the Midas up, and that was a really early Midas. I think that was pre-5 minutes, which means that he'll be getting a lot of gold from that over the course of this game. Grabs the next charge right after it's off cooldown, and getting right up in this mid lane here. I mean, these illusions are going to have to shove him back for a little while. Whoa, jeez. Bounty Hunter was killed. What did he die to? Sorry, I missed that. It looks like he probably just died to a creep after getting bursted down by the supports there. So gets himself up a little too far. I guess he forgot about that Sentry Ward and gets caught out by the Enigma who comes to gank. And this Enigma's felt no pressure. I mean, he doesn't have any mana now because he didn't go for that Soul Ring build, but I mean, he's going to be on track for a pretty fast Blink Dagger and or mech, depending on what he chooses to go for first. Anyways, Bounty Hunter jumping up on that gyro, seeing that the supports are gone, throws out a little bit of damage on him just to bug him and backs himself up. Invoker now grabbing himself those phase boots, so going for the build that I love to go for, going for that Quas Exhort focus, and then you get the phase boots and the Midas, which just gives you a lot of levels, a lot of mobility, and a lot of damage. Makes you pretty much a mid-game carry. Anyways, Shadow Fiend sitting on 16 CS for 7 denies, not having a lot of souls to his name, only 16, and I think, is that the max? No, 20 is the max for his level of Necromastery, but he's just not playing well enough to max those souls out and rank up that Necromastery quite yet. But, I mean, once he gets it going, he's got a lot of extra damage to his name. Anyways, not too much action going on right now. Both teams kind of just farming up, keeping their lanes safe. Shadow Fiend grabs himself a Haste Rune, and he's going to be looking for action here. We'll see where he chooses to go. Looks like Enigma's going to run into, or Bounty Hunter's going to run into Invoker in the jungle here. And Invoker pops the, it pops the Forge Spirits off, turns around, Cold Snaps up the Shadow Fiend. He's going to try to fight this. And, oh man, is he going to get this? He does get the Shadow Fiend, and is he going to get away from this? He drops the Sunstrike right on the Bounty Hunter, and oh my god, he almost gets another kill. But the Bounty Hunter pops out of his stump to get that, and that dooms them both. 2 kills going down for 1. Invoker playing that really well, recognizing what fights he could take and what he could not, and that netted him a double kill, even though he did drop to the Bounty at the end there. And that was the Bounty's own doing. In the top lane, Husker farming relatively well. He's the 3rd highest CS right now, sitting on a Urn of Shadows, a Belt of Strength, and his boots. So we'll have Power Treads up in just a moment here, and you know, once he hits 6 is when we'll start to see him get really dangerous and start to get really aggressive in lane. Shadow Fiend occupying the bottom lane for just a moment, trying to get his souls back up, but he dies. Oh, no, he just died that one time. Now, Enigma did go for that fast Blink Dagger, so he's got nothing but the Blink Dagger right now. So, no mana for that black hole quite yet, but that Blink Dagger is going to mean a lot. Going to mean a lot of initiation. The hook goes out, but it misses, and I don't think it's going to matter. So much damage from that Invoker, just destroying that Crystal Maiden. She falls. 62 is your kill score here, pre-10 minutes, and Ironside looking to be on the, oh wow. More fights coming down here. Sunstrike just off the mark, not going to catch that Shadow Fiend. Rocket Bra is trying to deter them from fighting him, but he's going to run back to the tower, and they are not going to be able to pursue. But yeah, Enigma getting himself caught out there. That didn't have the Blink Dagger. He does now. Nothing but a Blink Dagger. No branches, no potions, no TP, nothing. Just Blink Dagger.
Is under attack.
That's all you need. Oh wow, Husker gets himself caught out by a really good Ice Path there, and he's going to drop. Man, this Invoker is dishing out so much damage. 134 damage on auto attack, and then 56 apiece for the Forge Spirit, combined total of something ridiculous. And if that Cold Snap damage goes out as well, it's just even more.
Dire's structures are
so
fortified.
Absolutely absurd here. Absolutely absurd. This Invoker's playing really well. He looks like me. Reminds me of me when I was young, and I like it. He's got my shoulders. He's got my build. He's got my swagger. Making me happy, man. I like to see a good Invoker. Anyways, down on the bottom lane, Serpent Wards have been dropped, and this tier 1 tower for Ironside is likely going to go. They don't have much to defend it. No TP's coming in, and the Serpents are just chipping away. Invoker does TP down to see what he can get done there, but he doesn't get there in time for the deny. He's just going to chip away at those Serpent Wards, see if he can collect himself a little bit of extra gold. As he hides down here in the trees, but Bounty Hunter's looking for him. No track goes out quite yet. He's already ghostwalked, so I don't think they have detection in any form whatsoever, but Invoker using that slow to keep him down while his teammates catch up to hopefully get a kill. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, though. They are not fast enough, and Invoker's just going to return to the lane. Pop off that Midas and start farming up again. He's sitting on an Oblivion Staff now, so it's not sure whether he's going to go straight to Refresher or an Orchid. There's not... Alright, yeah, there are some good Orchid targets. The Bounty Hunter being one, so he can't stealth away. The Shadow Shaman, I mean, none of his control can go out. And I guess the Crystal Maiden is kind of a good Orchid target, but either one would kind of work in this scenario. I'd love to see him go for an Aghanims. I've seen casual Oblivion staff on Invokers before just because it gives him everything he needs. It gives him intelligence, it gives him attack speed, it gives him damage, it gives him mana. So it's just a good item all over. But Jakiro looking like he's gonna get himself caught out here. That track needs to go out, but yeah, there he goes. Okay, so he gets the track, mini stuns the ice path, and tries to run past it, but it just manages to catch him. And long range raise grabs that kill, and Shadow Fiend gets the kill on Jakiro, exactly what he needed right now. He's been needing that for quite a while, actually. You run into the gyrocopter in the middle of this, and oh man, ulti pops off by the Shadow Fiend, but so much damage getting turned around here. And oh, this bounty hunter's invisible. What's gonna happen? He does manage to escape. So the Jakiro and the gyro dropping in that kind of forest engagement, and the Shadow Fiend dropping in return. That man, that damage kind of just came from nowhere, just exploding. Anyways, this I mean, when track gold starts to go out is when games can really swing, because track gold makes up so much. If you get together as a team and start fighting and you get a couple kills here and there, they just mean so much more. So I think this bounty hunter really needs to be playing like he has been doing well, but I think he needs to be sticking with his team a little bit more, getting that track gold up, and making the plays happen, because I think the longer this game goes, the scarier it is for Ironside. Bloodbath and Beyond does have a pretty good late game, but I don't know if it's going to hold up from the amount of damage that Invoker's getting out. He goes onto the Shadow Fiend here, and that Cold Snap dishing out so much damage. See if he can land a well-placed Sunstrike to finish him off. It's going to come. It's going to come. Oh no, he doesn't have mana. He doesn't have the Sunstrike, but he pushes him off long enough that he can get the tower for himself. And well played there. Bounty Hunter tracking him down, but not going to make anything happen before he gets back into tower range. And I think he actually probably could have taken him with a Shuriken, Janata, and then they Earn Charge. I think might have been able to pick up Invoker, but doesn't manage to get it. Illusion picked up by the Bounty Hunter, and look at this ward placement. Look at that. Ward there, ward there, ward there. So they've got their side of the map completely safe. Whoa! Oh my god! Those Forge Spirits spotting out the Sunstrike, and he gets it from base. This Invoker, man, I'm liking this guy. MVP of the game right here. Engagement going out on top lane while I'm talking about that. Cogged in is the Crystal Maiden, and Husker's trying to fight his way out of it, but it's not going to happen. He drops as well. So, two heroes on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond down, and Ironside is just taking off with this. They're playing it really well, and they are deservedly ahead. Enigma now sitting on his power treads. Still just farming up in the jungle here. He's not really got the mana to help with any engagements, and Invoker, I mean, the Eidolons are going to come out and poke away at that Shadow Fiend, but I mean, Enigma's just going to return. He might be able to jump in and throw it a stun. Actually, he doesn't have enough for the Blink Dagger and the stun. So, regardless, he just kind of dances around there, helps out
middle tower has been denied.
Intimidation factor, and then retreats back to base, where he will grab himself his power treads, hopefully a TP scroll. Bounty Hunter moving in towards that mid lane. It looks like they really want to get that Invoker, and he is pretty far up. The oh man, the Frost Blast goes out, and they're dropping everything for Invoker. He is getting caught out. He does manage to get a kill on the Shadow Shaman, but with his dying breath, tries to get that Bounty Hunter. It doesn't happen, and Husker jumps in, manages to get the gyro, so a couple really good pickoffs there, but those Forge Spirits are actually going to finish it off. Invoker gets himself a double kill from the grave, and oh man. Oh man, there we go, jumps into the Clockwork, grabs that Shadow Fiend, and he is toasty, bye-bye. And Enigma jumps in to throw the stun as well, but Jakiro steals that with the Ice Path, and then Enigma wastes his ultimate. Oh man. Oh, Bounty Hunter picking up a kill from behind there, so that was really nice. But the Ellipsis being thrown out by Enigma, and rightfully so. That was just so goofy. Oh man. Anyways, 14-9 is your kill score, 16 minutes, 25 seconds into this game. And looking at the golden XP graph, XP, about 4,000 in the favor of Ironside Gaming, taking those team fights really well, having a lot of kills under their belt, and about 3k in the favor of Ironside is the gold graph. So they are ahead but not by a surmountable amount. That Bounty Hunter, once he starts getting track gold out, which he has been, he's been getting a lot of good tracks. Once those start really piling up, I think Bloodbath and Beyond is gonna have a chance to really bring this game back. They're joking about Enigma being a noob, and I would be too. If my teammates did that, I would have given them shit. But you know, it's all in good fun. It's all in good fun here in the Amateur Dota 2 League. Invoker did go for the Orchid, so he's got the silence up for whoever he really wants to. Like I said, everybody on the enemy team is kind of a mediocre target for Orchid. It'll interrupt the Shadow Fiend channeling his ultimate. It'll break the Crystal Maiden channeling her ultimate and negate all of her abilities. It'll negate the Shadow Shaman, but nothing like an OD who just like loses all of his damage the second he's Orchided. There, nothing like a who else? Who's a really good Orchid target? Even like a Ricky is a good Orchid target because he stays visible that entire time. So, but anyways, it does give him everything he needs. It gives him the mana regen, it gives him the intel, it gives him the attack damage, or yeah, and the attack speed. So I definitely like the pickup. Regardless, I'd like to see him go for an Aghanims because I want to see some 6 spell combos.
Coming in.
Looking for the kills here is Ironside. They're throwing out the flares, and they do have a. Oh no, that's not their ward. I thought that. It is not.
Radiant's middle tower is under
They're
attack.
looking for it though. If they get a good hook shot, I think this could go really wrong really fast. There is no black hole on the Enigma for another 60 seconds, so if a fight breaks out, that is not going to be available. Crystal Maiden running forward, throwing down that Frost Blast, and the Gyro Missile going to chase her down. That'll probably break before it gets there. Oh, maybe not. Oh, Clockwork hooks in, grabs himself a Forge Spirit, but he's going to move forward anyways, gets the cogs off on that Crystal Maiden, and she tries to channel her ultimate, but it's not going to happen. She gets mini-stunned. Hero Ice Path flies out, the Clockwork dies in return, and Husker's jumping in, but that is just going to be to his death. He doesn't really get anything done there. Bounty Hunter is spotted out, and is going to get killed. Shackle goes out. The Gyro does die in return, so 3-2 is the kill score now, but great Ice Path. Blink into the Enigma, and 5-2 is the kill score of that fight. Enigma does drop on his way out, so 3-5, but man, that was ridiculous. I don't even know what to say. Everything kind of just happened at once. Jakiro landed a really nice Ice Path there, and he's got himself a gem. I did not notice that. I was wondering how they saw that Bounty Hunter. I figured they might have had a sentry place back here, but no, they do have a gem up, which means that Bounty Hunter is going to have a really hard time positioning himself in these fights now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Crystal Maiden now about 800 gold away from her mechanism. She's really going to want to have that up to help support her team because they're having a really hard time staying alive in these fights. Ooh, where's the Sunstrike going? Where's it going? Where's it going? No? Okay. I heard Sunstrikes and I had no clue where it was. Maybe it hit this Crystal Maiden. I think that's what it hit. She must have just been attacking creeps and just got eaten by it. Anyways. On the bottom lane, Bounty Hunter surveying the enemy jungle. Not sure if that's really smart right now after seeing that gem, but anyways, he's just going to pick himself up a couple creep kills and maybe find himself a gyro as he moves around here. The Jakiro is nowhere near. Oh man, Shadow Shaman gets himself killed by the Invoker, caught out in the river, and pretty unfortunate for him. The Invoker now about 700 gold off his Aghanims, which it now looks like he's building as he does have the point booster sitting in his inventory. Midas going out, but Clockwork gets a great hook in, Ice Path goes out, Sunstrike, and the Husker dies, 281 gold going away to Clockwork, and Cold Snap, Orchid down on that Crystal Maiden. She's trying to survive with that Magic Wand, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. She is really low, but this Sunstrike is going to happen. We're going to see it. Doing it live. Oh no, Sunstrike. Never mind. The Rocket Flare flies anyways and almost drops her, but there's not a Sunstrike available to finish that off. Bounty Hunter sitting in the wing there, and he is pinged out, so they do know that he's there. Dusted up, and they do spot him out, so they know he's back there, but are they going to turn around and go for him? Is the question. The Cold Snap flies out onto that Shadow Shaman there, but he's not going to drop quite yet. Might drop to a Sunstrike. Sunstrike is dropped, and boom, it catches him. What a shot. Shadow Shaman goes down, and Invoker gets himself some more gold. Oh man, now he has that Aghanim Scepter, and he's going to have that flown out to him in just a moment. He's got a Shadow Blade moving up towards that mid lane. Gonna see if he can get some done, but he decides to back off there, and let's take a peek back at those graphs and see where they've gone since last time we checked in. So XP has gone even further in the way of Ironside, so definitely making those fights happen in their favor, and same thing for the gold graph, accelerating a little bit further,
Radiant's top
and
tower
5,000
is
gold
under
in their
attack.
favor right now. Still nothing that Bloodbath and Beyond can't come back from, but it is going to be a steep hill to climb.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
The bottom lane, Bounty Hunter finds himself a double damage rune as he picks up his Desolator, so he's sitting on a lot of damage if he wants to go hunt somebody down. He might find this Invoker in the mid lane who is separated from his team and is tracked up, so
Dire's middle tower is under
Bounty
attack.
looking for some action, but and the Jakiro is not there, so there is no detection. We'll see in a moment here if he makes something happen with this, but he is spotted out as the Jakiro walks a little bit closer. Cold Snap, and he is gone. Bye-bye. You gotta watch for that. You should know that they have a gem. There's no excuse for that death. Like I said, he could have picked him off if he went sooner when they were separated, but it doesn't happen. Clockwork jumps in, gets on the Crystal Maiden, and she's gonna be toast. Blade Mail pops off so that deters him from attacking him long enough, and he does manage to survive that. Fall down, messing everything up, and oh my god. 5 heroes down for nothing. And I think this is GG once again in the favor of Ironside Gaming. Playing this just damn perfectly. Yeah, GG is the call. And Invoker just playing flawlessly, making such an exciting game out of this, landing Sunstrike after Sunstrike, dominating the lane, and just, I mean, look at this, 140 last hits in a 23-minute game. That is pretty damn impressive. It's Invoker really showing us how it's done, and Ironside is going to take game number 2, so that would be 2-0 in the favor of Ironside over Bloodbath. In the AD2L, for those of you who are unaware, it is best of 2 series. Teams play best of 2 series, and they get points awarded for each victory that they take. They're really trying to finish off that Invoker, but he's going to Ghost Walk away. He is not tracked up, so he's not visible.
Under attack.
And they did call the GG, but they didn't actually hit that surrender button there, so their Ancient is not going to explode. They're going to come back. Go Sunstrike! Whoa, it gets them. What a shot. Oh my god, this Invoker, he is out of control. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it.
Homing in.
But, yeah, so 2 points. Well, I mean, unless Bloodbath and Beyond come back and make a crazy, ridiculous game out of this, this is going to be 2 points in the way of Ironside Gaming. And actually, let's put this on Hero Chase for just a moment, and I will... Oh, never mind. Ironside, they are currently 3rd place in their division behind 3 teams, so there are 2 teams tied for 1st. 1 team in 2nd, and then they have 4 points. So this will tie them for 1st, depending on the outcome of the other 2 games in this division. Actually, am I even looking at the right league? There is an Ironside, but there is no... Bloodbath and Beyond is not in this division. I think I'm looking at the wrong one. Anyways, regardless, they get points, they do things. Sunstrike comes out, and Husker is dead. Oh, man. Oh, man. What was that? Crystal Maiden Season Illusion gets a little scared and jams that R key. Not to her best interest, wasting that ultimate. And he was having a little fun here. Reported. Invoker now sitting on a refresher orb, so any and every spell he wants, he's got available to him. Bounty Hunter just keeping away from the fight, just farming up that bottom jungle. Same with that Shadow Fiend, just kind of keeping away from it. Like I said, I think this game is done, but they're just kind of prolonging it and letting it run out. Crystal Maiden still not finished that mech, and oh man, Enigma's gonna get himself caught out here by these 2 heroes sitting in the back wing, and they do manage to get themselves a kill on that Enigma. Finally picked himself up a BKB, but they're coming back for that Bounty Hunter. They want him. Oh, what a hook shot. They grab him. He's in the cogs. The gem is there, so he gets caught, and the Gyro picks up the kill with that rocket. So
That's what you get for running.
nice hook. Clockwork's actually been making the plays too. I gotta tip my hat to him. He doesn't have a lot of items. He's only got the Blade Mail, but he's been performing exceptionally well, landing almost every hook that he's thrown.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Shadow Shaman kind of not really committing to an item build there. Looks like he started to go for a mech and then realized Crystal Maiden was doing it as well and opted to go for an Aghanims instead. But he's about 1,200 gold off of that, and the way this game has been going, he's going to be pretty starved to find that last 1,000 gold. Crystal Maiden getting kind of aggressive here. Moving up past her tower, which is something that not a single member of her team has bothered to do in a while, but she thinks better of it, turns around, and gets away. Pings are coming out on that tier 1. And it looks like they just want to... Look at these scribbles on the map. They're, it looks like they want to push bottom, guys. I think that is the plan. Very good plan.
Invisibility.
And nothing going to stop this tower from dropping it. Need 2 fortify for it, so they will not have fortify for the tier 2 or the tier 3, but they fort for that. It's going to drop anyways, and they're moving in for one last fight. Runner chasing out, gets the track up on the Jakiro, and he gets frostbitten, but the gyro ulti flies out, dealing a ton of damage. Sunstrike goes out, gets 2 with the Sunstrike. Man, ridiculous. Clockwork jumping in on the bounty hunter, and he's going to drop off with the Jakiro just near enough to get the true sight. And Shadow Fiend getting himself caught up by an Ice Path and a Midnight Pulse. Oh wow, Gyro actually died. The Husker's in here trying to clean this up, but I don't know if he's going to be able to. The Black Hole comes out exclusively for him, and he drops as well. So 5-1 in that fight, and I think this might be the actual surrender here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Anyways, in the mid lane, Invoker just knocking down towers, unabated, and I don't think there's anything these guys are going to do to him. They frostbite him up, but he's just going to throw out spells, EMP, Meteor, Cold Snap, definitely Blast Meteor. Just, oh man, the wombo combo of spells. I love watching that so much. It is so amazing, and it feels so good when you pull it off too. You gotta hit so many keys to make it work that effectively. But he does it, for sure, knocks himself down 2 tier 4s, and actually he's just leaving this one, but Report Invoker is the call. Team calling him bad. Stealing kills with Sunstrike.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Having some fun with this, but this tower's gonna go down, and
Dire's
you know,
middle
both
tower
teams are just
has
having fun with
fallen.
it. This has been over for a while in the favor of Ironside. It's, you know, it's their game.
Dire's ancient
Invoker's
is
just going
under
right in the
attack.
middle of this, not giving 2 shits. Actually gets picked off there. Bounty Hunter's got enough damage that it just
Radiant's top
finished him
tower
off,
is
and
under
1,389 gold
Dire's
going the way of that
bottom
Bounty
tower
Hunter
is
right
under
now. So,
attack.
very wealthy man. Very wealthy man, I will say that. Oh man, what a game, what a game. Anyway, so I guess I can take this time to recap the series. So, in the first game, we saw Ironside and Bloodbath go head-to-head, and Ironside picked themselves a kind of beefy melee strategy, using a Clockwork as well in that game, but also running a Night Stalker, an Omni Knight, and a, who was the other one? There was another one, who was, oh, Dragon Knight. And then they had the Shadow Shaman on their side that time, and that strategy just seemed to be enough to overwhelm Bloodbath and Beyond. They just had a lot of damage. They had a lot of in-your-faceness about their strategy, and the positioning-heavy composition of Bloodbath and Beyond just really didn't hold up. Oh wow, Invoker dropped into the Bounty Hunter here, so Bounty Hunter, man, can make a comeback. Pick himself up a Divine Rapier, get them Janata strikes out. Who knows? I mean, it's still technically anybody's game. Could happen. I don't have high hopes for Bloodbath and Beyond, as they've gotten wiped the last 3 times they've tried to fight, but who knows, man, anything can happen. Oh wow, use Cog blocking Invoker and the Crystal Maiden together. Shadow Shaman drops shortly after, and Husker jumping in, trying to make something happen, but it is just not going to. Ghostwalk attempted, but not going to happen. The stun falling out on that Bounty Hunter does catch up to him, and Hero throws a nice pass, it is going to miss. Runs right into that Shadow Fiend, who's going to try to run away. He doesn't have a Shadow Blade available to him, so he's just going to sit and channel his ultimate instead. Almost, actually, he does get a kill on the Jakiro there, but he drops himself, and the gem is dropped on the floor as the Jakiro died. Blind Hook looking for that.
Radiant's bottom
looking for that
tower
Bounty
is
Hunter,
under
but it's not
attack.
gonna happen. There's some funny fellas, I tell you what. Anyways, 3 supports here defending against the gyrocopter and the clockwork, but I think Clock's gonna land a hook in just a moment here, and it'll be bye-bye for one of these heroes. No, it's gonna back off. Come on, good man. Retreating now to push out the bottom lane, I guess. Yeah, let's go back to see some stats. So 25,000 gold or XP in the way of Ironside Gaming. So there's a little dip back with a couple of bounty kills, but 20,000 gold in their favor as well. So just a magnitude of items that are really not gonna come back the other way. Sunstrikes. Where'd the Sunstrikes go? I missed Sunstrikes. Anyways. Looks like Ironside is starting to have enough. Gonna move towards that bottom lane and start pushing. Oh man, come on guys. Let's go, chop chop. There are games to be watched. There's knocking down those creep waves extraordinarily fast, and Bounty Hunter sitting off in the wing here. But Invoker is now carrying the gem, so he's the one he's got to be worried for.
Incoming.
See the Bounty Hunter though, he's toast. Bye bye, dude. You're gone. Ice Path latches, they get the cogs in on him, they blink in, he goes down, and the Invoker snatches that kill. Hacks. Oh, hook shot in, it's gonna catch a shadow shot, yeah. And he drops the ward, so he gets off what he needs to, but Black Hole going in, catching 2 heroes, triple kill caught up by that Invoker, and tower is gonna drop. GG is called, and I think we'll see the end of this now. Hopefully.
Attack.
Or is it the There it is. So they drop it, and that is the end of this game. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will be back for the highlight game of the night. We are a little bit behind schedule, so I hope I'm still casting that. They might have moved that, but I'm going to throw the overlay up, and we will get onto that in just a moment. I'll keep you guys updated, and should only be a moment or two. But yeah, thanks for watching. I will be right back. That was Ironside versus Bloodbath. Ironside taking the series 2-0, and Bloodbath falling just a little short. So have a good one. I will be right back.